Hi, welcome to the show. I'm Paul.
And I'm Mariana.
And this is episode 9 of the Like Father, Like Daughter podcast. All right. Well, it has been
A while.
a while. It's been over a year.
Really?
Yeah. You got lazy.
I don't think that's what happened, actually.
What?
I don't think that's what happened,
Well,
actually.
then what happened? Well, I mean, don't go into detail.
Just a lot. Just a lot. I'm working now.
She has a job.
I have a job.
Yes. You have a job. You got a job. You graduated from high school.
That too, yeah.
Yeah. I had some stuff going on
Yeah.
medically.
Yeah.
And, yeah, we've been busy.
We've been busy.
And then we had a grandson. Well, you didn't, but I had a grandson. You became an aunt.
This is true.
Yep. So that's happened.
Mm-hmm.
And we had to go visit them.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And so we've been kind of busy. So, yeah, sorry for the
Giant cutoff.
giant lapse of podcast. Yeah. So how are you doing?
Good. Chilling. Vibing.
That's it? 1 year, and all you can say is good, chillin', vibing?
Yeah. Also, I work at a pet store, so that's fun.
Pet store, yeah. I mean, so, a little background there. When Ariana was just a wee thing,
I can't get away from it.
she always loved animals. So, like, dogs would come up to her. She would, knew everything. What was your favorite show when you were a kid?
Wild Kratts.
Wild Kratts, which is all about animals, right? So yeah, so she's always been about animals, and then now she works at a pet store. So
Yeah.
very cool. It's kind of like your wheelhouse.
Oh yeah. It's
Yeah.
fun.
So, so that kind of answers my next question: is what are you doing?
Yeah.
You're working at a pet store
I'm working at a pet store.
and other things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's about what's going on in my life. Working at a pet store.
Perhaps they haven't podcasted in a while. They might be a little rusty.
Just maybe a little bit.
How am I doing? I'm good. Work's going good. Medical stuff is going good. I'm busy with trying to get these podcasts up and going again. Got another podcast that I want to do with the neighbor.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be really cool.
Do you want to drop a hint?
Drop a hint. So if you are really into movies, like if you just want to make movies, or you just really like to analyze movies, or you just love watching the special editions about how things are made, or you just really want to know what directors are thinking and why they made the choices that they made, and if you kind of want to know some of this stuff, me and my neighbor are starting a podcast because he really is into this, and it's going to call Why You Should Watch, and so that podcast will be coming soon.
Yippee!
So we'll once it comes out, I'll put links into the show notes when we do that, but yeah, we'll be doing that because it's going to be really cool about how we're going to be taking. Oh, geez, nice podcast moment, just banging the table. but we'll be taking older movies, sometimes newer movies, but a lot of older movies. Some of the classics like Akira Kurosawa and stuff like that, and just kind of describing why you should, if you haven't watched it, why you should watch it. And if you have watched it, why you should rewatch it and what to look for. I think it's going to be a really good podcast.
It would be good.
Not that this isn't a really good podcast.
We just got to get it up and running again.
You got to get it up and running again.
And get socials for it.
And get what?
Socials for it.
Socials. We have to socialize this.
Yeah.
So for the 4 people that are listening, share this thing, for crying out loud.
Yeah, do it.
Just send it to all your friends and your family and people you don't know.
Yeah.
For the 4 of you that are listening, please stand on the corner with flyers and advertise this podcast.
Yeah, out in the snow too.
Oh, the loyalty.
Oh.
I want loyalty.
Yeah.
Be loyal to the podcast. Come on.
Come on now.
Just do it for us. You'll see me out there.
Yeah.
I will be handing flyers out. I
Well,
won't. Okay, I'm not doing that.
yeah, you're not really the kind of person to stand out in the snow.
Well, I don't mind snow. I just mind frigid cold.
It's not that, ow. It's not that
Jeez,
cold.
I mean, okay.
I know. Maybe
So-
this table's not the best.
So we have a new setup, right? So one of the things I did over this hiatus of podcasting, one of the reasons I think we kind of slowed down and stopped was because we just really didn't have the right setup to do quality sound podcasts. So I went and bought myself an audio interface, a Scarlett Red 2i2. I love it. And then we have some condenser, or no, they're not condenser mics, but we got some good XLR mics, so that we can do two-person podcasts and kind of eliminate some of the sound quality issues we were having.
Mm-hmm.
So this podcast should sound out. This podcast should sound much better now. So, but anyway, and then we still gotta figure out some of the setup issues. Like, we don't really have a big space.
No.
We have this table that from downstairs that I brought up, and we keep hitting it with our fingers. And so if you hear a little background noises, that is us just kind of working around the little limited space we have.
Well, we also both very much talk with our hands.
We do. We
And
are
moving
very,
around.
yes, we talk with our hands all the time. Right now I'm waving them and I'm trying not to knock the microphone down.
Mm-hmm.
I might even get up and run into a wall just for effect. So, okay, I'm not going to.
I like to see that.
What you would pay to see that.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I almost had jury duty.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even know why I just said that. It's actually completely unrelated.
Oh, my God.
I got out of jury duty just for the luck of the draw, but I don't know where I was going with that. It just popped into my head. Anyway,
Oh, that's funny.
I don't know. Okay. Yes, we haven't podcasted in a while. All right. What I want this to become is like a funny podcast, so I'm just gonna try to make you laugh. You should do the same.
Well, I try.
Yes. All right. Well, try harder, please. Okay.
I'm trying very hard.
Okay. That look. Oh, you should have seen her eyes right there. Okay. Somebody. I need a Trinity. I need an exit. Okay. Matrix. Hello.
Oh, okay.
my gosh.
I forgot.
This is no longer called the Like Father, Like Daughter podcast. She didn't get the reference. I'm changing the
It
title.
took me a second.
Okay.
I got
I
it.
think you would never have gotten there.
Wow.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Your lack of faith is disturbing. But anyway.
Okay, I got that
Okay,
one.
all right, awesome.
I got that one. Goodness.
Ooh, look at that. Look, dropping all the notes. Okay. All right. So what show are we discussing today?
Well, it's not a show.
Okay. What piece of cinematic film, celluloid, digital stuff are we talking about today?
The wild robot that just came out.
Wild Robot. Spoiler alert.
Oh yeah.
We will be
alert.
dropping spoilers.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, if you haven't seen The Wild Robot, I
Go watch it.
highly suggest that you go watch it. So I'm gonna pull up while I do this. I'm gonna pull up the page for The Wild Robot, and why don't you talk about what The Wild Robot was about?
Well, it's based off of, I believe, a book trilogy, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe so. Yes.
It's about, first of all, it's about a robot who's sent down to a planet to fulfill some tasks for,
the planet. They crash on the planet.
the robot.
The robot. Remember, there's a whole shipment of robots that are supposed to
Yeah.
go. Yeah, and they crash on that planet.
One robot does.
Yeah, well, actually, there was more. Remember, because they found the other robots that weren't activated.
But it wasn't at the same time as the first robot.
I think it was.
Really?
Yeah, I think that's where. Okay, let me just give a synopsis here. Okay,
I thought it was maybe like old robots from, because they looked older than. They looked like older
well, because the time
versions.
had passed and they got all rusty and moldy and weedy and.
Okay, well, I guess they didn't necessarily explain that super well, but in the beginning, we see the robot crash onto the planet. I forget what her name is.
Well, she's given an.
The one that she's given by the goose.
Rosum.
Rosum.
Yep.
Right.
Nicknamed Roz. Yeah, they
Yeah.
nicknamed it. Let me also add in that this is a DreamWorks animation, which
Yes.
DreamWorks, great animation coming from them. Directed by Chris Sanders, has Lupita. So the wild robot's played by Lupita.
Pedro Pascal's in it. He plays the fox.
Yeah, yes, Lupita Nyong'o is the robot, is Raz, and then Pedro Pascal is um,
The fox.
the fox. Kit Connor, who I don't know who that is. Bill Nye, he's a wow, I'm trying to remember some of the films he was in, but some of you might recognize him. Mark Hamill's in it. He plays the bear. Catherine O'Hara from Beetlejuice
Oh, cool.
and Home Alone. Ving Rhames is in it as well. So, yep, DreamWorks Animation. So, yeah, the robot. Go ahead. I'll let you continue your synopsis.
Robot crashes onto the planet looking for people to help, but obviously this island, I guess it's not a planet, it's an island. My bad. And it's a very weird island because it has like bears, foxes, and all this on it. And I'm like, it's a large island, but like most of the time, islands aren't pine forest islands. So, I mean, it's an island, right? Or is it a different planet?
Well, it's a different planet. Is it not?
I think. Here's the thing. No, it's the same planet because the geese fly to. It's our planet. The geese fly to.
It's our planet in the future.
Okay, so it's our planet in the future on an island, a pine forest island. And she's looking for people to assist, and she's realizing now that she can't speak with any of these people because they're all animals, and they don't need her assistance. So I think she after some trial and error just sits on a rock and takes in the animal's language for who knows how long, maybe months, maybe even a year. They just did a bunch of passing by time. And then she learns the language of all of the animals and is able to communicate with them. Come to realize that they don't want her help. And then
they're animals.
With a fight with, I think, the bear, she crashes into a bird nest. And kills the birds in the bird nest on accident, but there's still an egg. And then she tries to take care of the egg and tries to learn how to take care of the egg, while also this fox is trying to eat the egg. And then she becomes friends with that fox and her raise the goose, who is a runt. Would it be a runt? Or is that only for dogs? The small one of the.
It would be a. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know what they call a goose that isn't.
That yeah.
No. Yeah, and I think a goose is I don't know, a runt. Fine, we'll go with it.
Sure. Basically, moral of the story: she helps raise that goose and tries to teach it to fly. But again, she is a robot and doesn't know how to fly. All the other geese kind of are like, oh, you're that weird one raised by that giant machine. So they all kind of don't like him except for this one old goose. And then they get mad at each other, the goose and the robot. And they're like mother and son, basically. And he has to do the migration, obviously, because he's a goose. And it's becoming that time of year, but he still doesn't know how to fly or swim or anything. So she tries to teach him to swim. He gets that down, but he still doesn't know how to fly. And then, what was it? The old goose is like, I'll take you, but you have to like teach him how to fly really well. Like he has to fly for the next month straight and not land, basically. And so that's what they do. And I think a hawk also helps him out and teaches him. And so this little tiny goose that everyone mocks becomes like probably one of the best flyers out of all of them. And then they set off, and the robot and him are not on very good terms still. Um, and then it kind of. Oh yeah, I also forgot to mention that through this time, the robot has the option to go back home with like a device, but she hasn't because this is her mission. But once he leaves, she was like, "Well, now I can. Now I should." But she decides that she won't. And she'll stay with the fox. And then the geese find like the human territory in the future where they are, and all of the other robots that are the same as the other one are trying to kill them in this like almost like dome kind of. It reminded me very much of
like a futuristic dome because they can't live on the outside for some reason.
I don't know why they never explained that.
Because people are evil and pollute everything.
Pretty much.
Yes.
What was that movie that we watched with the astronauts?
Interstellar.
It reminded me a lot of Interstellar, like the style that they did for that.
Yeah,
at the
actually,
end.
you're right about that. About the end. Yeah, the ending of Interstellar.
Yeah.
By the way, if you haven't seen Interstellar, watch it.
So, yeah. Then the old goose sadly dies, but that means that, the younger goose, he leads them back, and is like has become like the hero of all the other geese. And over the winter, while he's been gone, the robot brings all the animals together in her hut that she made originally for the goose, but it became very cold, and she saved all the animals, and she becomes kind of like the mom of everybody, I think. And the goose finally comes back, but basically she saw that he was happy and that he didn't need her anymore. And so she signals to go back home. But they come and they're like, she's skeptical of it. And she's like, I don't know about this. Because they seem evil. The rest of the robots, they seem evil, you know? And so she's on their ship and she's about to leave, but then the goose comes and saves her.
Yeah, I mean, the young goose's name is Bright Bill.
Bright Bill, that's right.
Bright Bill, yeah.
And like she thought that they removed all her memories from the experience that she had raising the Bright Bill, but he was able to bring them back, and they fought off all of the evil robots, all of them, and the animals. And then she realized that they'll just keep coming back for her for the information that she wanted from gaining from that island for some reason.
Well, because she learned how to, Roz learned how to rewrite her own programming.
Right.
So
right.
they wanted to figure out how that happened.
Yeah, because she wasn't supposed to like feel stuff.
Yeah, right.
And she obviously was like had pretty much become a mother to that goose. And so from deciding to go back anyways, because she knew that she didn't want to burn down the island and just kill them all after trying to fight them all off. So she goes back, and then Bright Bill, this is like at the very end of the movie, Bright Bill, I think maybe he's doing the migration again, and he sees her, and then she remembers him. And then that's where the movie like ends off, which is why I think there's going to be a second one, because there's also like 3 books.
Yes.
So.
That'd be cool. So I just read in Wikipedia that a goose that is not fully grown is a runt.
Oh, cool.
You were runt.
I was right.
You were
what
right.
you meant to say.
Right. Yeah. Okay, cool.
So that's the whole synopsis.
Right. That is the synopsis. Very good. So what were your favorite things about The Wild Robot?
The animation style. Oh my gosh, it looked like you were watching in a painting the entire time.
That is so weird, because there was parts of it where it felt like just normal DreamWorks animation, and then there was parts of it like the trees and the backgrounds and even some of the edges of the characters, right? Like the fur edges and the robot edges, just the edges of their design was a bit blurry to make it feel like it was watercolor.
Yeah.
It was so cool.
Or like it almost looked like the rust spots on on Roz was like paint strokes.
Yeah.
Or, you know, it looked almost like you were kind of like watching a painting move by if there was like a wide shot.
Yeah.
It was crazy. But of course it's DreamWorks and they're always going to pull something great, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, no, I was impressed by the animation style. I actually didn't think I was going to like this movie.
Really?
Well, I mean, when I first saw the first trailer, I'm like, really? A robot in the jungle or the forest? And I thought, well, I don't need to see this movie. This is just something I could stream, if I really wanted to watch it. But you really wanted to go see it, so I plopped down the money and said, okay, well, I'll go. And I'm kind of glad I did, because I think it was a good story. It was a different kind of story. What I really thought was cool was when how they explained how she learned their language, how the robot learned the animal language.
Oh yeah.
Because then because they could have just.
Oh, she already knows all that programming.
Or they could have just, you could have just asked the audience to suspend animation. Please freeze yourself for 30 years, and then we'll see if this movie has won any Oscars. No, they didn't. They didn't ask you to suspend belief, right? Mm-hmm. And so they could have just easily done that, right? They could have just, but instead they did a what's it when you have they did a montage.
Yeah.
So there's a few montages in this film.
Oh yeah.
But the first montage is her learning their language, which I thought was just really cool way to explain how how Roz the robot is able to communicate with the animals, because otherwise it would have just been
a silent movie.
A silent movie for the most part.
Which most people wanted, and I think that would have been a really poor choice.
Yeah.
Because like although you can pull that off with this movie, it just wouldn't have made sense. I mean, they're basing it off of the book, and they can communicate in the book, and you can hear what they're saying in the book. But at the beginning of the movie, I was how are we gonna...
If you hear what they're saying when you read a book, you might need medical help. If voices are... Just kidding.
I think that's how a book works.
No, I'm just saying if the book is talking to you, you're either in Hogwarts...
I mean...
I interrupted you. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
No,
I was just
it's not okay. That's bad podcast etiquette. Actually, interrupting is part of podcast.
I was going to say, actually, it's bad etiquette, period.
Right, exactly. Okay.
Anyways, so, no, it's like at the beginning of the movie, I'm like, well, how is this going to work? All the animals sound like animals. And she sits and just listens to them. And slowly they integrate how... like from like chipmunk noises to talking. Mm-hmm. And it's really cool. And all of a sudden you just hear like two squirrels arguing. That's really funny.
I remember that. That was pretty cool.
Yeah. So there was a lot of funny moments. I thought it was going to be a very serious or sad film. No, it was pretty funny.
It was pretty funny.
So,
but my favorite part was the possum family.
Yeah,
was
I was
awesome.
about to say.
And she had like 13 possum kids, and then she's like, I have 13 possum kids. Wah! You hear this scream in the background and a roar, and then like, I have 12 possum kids, and you just looked at me like, this is not a kids movie. I mean, creatures are dying left and right. But then he comes back.
Yeah,
Spoiler
then he comes
alert.
back. He's like, I'm okay,
I'm
Mom.
okay, Mom.
It was so funny.
Yeah.
No, I mean, like, you would just be like, oh, look, it's a butterfly. And then the butterfly would get eaten. Or like, it definitely was not like...
They didn't hold too back.
No,
They didn't hold back too much. I mean, obviously it wasn't like,
gory
but
in
Wild Kingdom or anything like that. But I mean...
No. But I mean, it was like you'd see a crab crawling around and then you'd...
yeah, the crab got eaten.
Yeah.
I mean,
and then the fox just knocks it into boiling water.
Yeah.
and just is like, this is good.
Yeah, and you're just like, okay.
And they don't hold back the whole like forces of nature side of it, which I thought they kind of would, because it's a kids movie and like, I don't know, this generation's sensitive to that kind of thing, I guess. No, which I'm glad they didn't. It was hilarious. Because you just think, oh my gosh, their child just died because they're talking animals, you know?
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, okay, he's okay. Which
Yeah,
is
no,
really
it was
funny.
good. I'm trying to think what else I liked about it. Other, you know, the animation style it was long enough. I liked the relationship. I liked the relationship between. He has not podcasted in a while. He has to loosen his tongue. He they the relationship between Roz and Bright Bill was really good, you know, and how she just really, I mean, they even touched on how Bright Bill, because when Bright Bill found out that it was Roz that actually accidentally squished her family, you know, and just killed the nest and everything. And then Bright Bill's mad, and I actually thought maybe that it wasn't gonna get resolved for a little bit.
Oh yeah, I was like, wow, this is kind of going on.
Yeah, I mean, and there was a lot of good emotional moments, you know. So I thought it played pretty well into that. It's a good DreamWorks film. I thought it was well done.
I knew I wanted to go see it when DreamWorks had announced that might be their best animated film ever.
Really?
That's what they said. Obviously, it doesn't top How to Train Your Dragon, but, you know, for me at least, and for probably many other people, but cinematically, I mean, it is beautiful.
It's a beauty. The color, just the use of color was amazing.
They captured nature really, really well.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, I mean, you do have to suspend a little bit of belief when the animals start talking. Well, actually, no. I mean, so like I said, when Roz learns how to speak to them, you don't have to suspend that belief because
they're still talking animal language. She just understands it because she sat there and figured it out.
Yeah, I mean, you just have to believe that squirrels are intelligent.
Yeah, I mean,
I look at the squirrels in my backyard.
I'm
not sure there's much intelligence going on.
No, I've seen them do backflips. That is not a lie.
They're funny.
They're very funny.
Colorado squirrels are something else.
They really are.
Yeah.
They just like when they chase each other and then one of them gets too close, they do a little backflip.
They do. I've watched just a single one do backflips by my tree.
Yeah.
Just playing with the bark or playing with the wood chips or whatever.
Or my fairy garden.
Or your fairy garden and just doing backflips all over the place. And I don't know. They're weird.
They are.
Okay. You know, so they're Colorado though. So.
Yeah. Anywho's
it's the air.
It's the air. They're not getting enough oxygen to their brain.
Exactly.
No, it was a very good movie. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I think we haven't had a good animated movie in a long time before that.
Well, I mean, it depends on the genre you're looking at, but I think I think there's been some Japanese animation that's been out, but it hasn't been for a while yet. So like, and I can't, my neighbor would be able to spit all these out in 5 seconds, but I can't remember the name of them. But Kobo and the Two Strings is actually a good one. I haven't watched it yet, but
didn't that come out like years ago?
It's Kubo and the Two Strings. That was a long time ago. Yeah,
I'm talking like in the past year.
Oh yeah, you're right. We
in the past year
we had Kung Fu Panda 700.
Oh, joy. I lost track after 2?
Yeah. I stopped with all that too.
But I mean, like, we haven't had like an animated film that's like solid and that every age of audience can enjoy.
What about Inside Out 2?
Didn't see it, heard.
Wait, what?
I didn't see it. Inside Out 2.
What?
I didn't see.
It's not that I'm not hearing you. I'm questioning your, I'm questioning your dedication to movies.
I didn't. Okay, Inside Out 1 was good, but it was sad, and I was too scared to see the second one. I heard it wasn't that sad, but even still, I also heard it was mid. So
I will not spoil anything, but you're right.
Yeah.
It does not play the same way Inside Out 1 did.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay to watch. So anyway, that's not what we're talking about. We're back to animation. I'm trying to think. I don't think there's been another good animation movie before this.
That's also a second one. We haven't had anything new.
Right. True.
So
If for the 4 people that are listening to this podcast, if you want to email us, I'll put the email address will be in the links, and let us know if there's a better animated movie than The Wild Robot. If you haven't seen The Wild Robot, then you really can't tell me a better animated movie than The Wild Robot, because duh. Okay, so
within the past year.
Within the past year, yeah.
So
Cool. All right. Well, let's move on. Oh, by the way, DreamWorks Animation, DreamWorks is also redoing
How to Train Your Dragon
live action,
Mm-hmm.
and we've seen the trailer,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm pretty excited about it.
DreamWorks is better than Disney. It's better than Pixar. It's better than Marvel. It is better than, personally, anything else that like has really honestly like mainstream movie companies, because of the fact that they actually listen to their audience, and they listen to what they want, and they also just know how to make a good animated movie. I also have high hopes because the director for the co-director for How to Train Your Dragon, the animated ones, he's directing the live action. So it looks fantastic. They're doing almost a frame for frame for like the really important scenes.
Yeah. I think it'll be good. I mean, the only criticism I have is that the story's already been done. And that's a criticism I'll always have for remakes. And we will do a show. Actually, I think our next podcast is going to be about, I just figured out the topic. We're not going to do a particular movie. Sorry, folks, if you're hoping for you 4 people who are hoping for, we do actually have an audience bigger than 4. It's 6. So, wow. but I know people, we're not going to do a movie podcast next time. We are going to do stuff about movies, but we're going to talk about taking animated stuff and turning into live action and our feelings about this.
Okay.
This will be a good podcast because I have a lot of feelings.
I have a lot of feelings too. I'm hopeful about this one because I trust DreamWorks.
Yes.
I grew up, me and my brother grew up through How to Train Your Dragon. Fantastic. They also made Shrek.
Yeah, Shrek.
Shrek is awesome.
Notice how they haven't done a live action Shrek.
No, but there's a play.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's actually a Shrek play, and we almost did it at school.
That's right.
Yeah, that was literally a consideration, I think.
I think they would have asked me to be Donkey.
That would have been really funny, and I would have paid money. I also have a costume.
Everybody loves Waffle Shrek.
No, for costume design, we had to do for like actual, like from play, costume. So if we wanted to make a costume that was different, it had to be from an actual play that existed. And Shrek is an actual play that has been done a good couple times. So
I'm glad we didn't do that one.
Me neither.
Okay, so
me too.
Let's move on to the next topic, which is, what are we doing creatively?
Oh,
I'm gonna start.
Okay.
I am redoing these podcasts, like I mentioned before, and the one with my neighbor. Your mom and I might do one as well, but I'm not going to give that one away yet because that's still in development. I am writing a book, children's book, and you are?
I'm doing the drawing for it. What would be the word for making illustration? I'm doing the illustration for it.
Exactly. I am writing scripts, so I'm getting into that, and I am. Our Christmas movie just came out.
This is true.
Yes, the Christmas movie came out that I'm in,
and that I did set design for, and
some props.
I think I might have done a couple
stuff,
props.
Yeah, and then you were an extra.
I was an extra. It's hard to see me, but I am there.
She's there. We'll put the link to the movie in the show notes. So you guys can all watch all 6 of you. It's actually 4 of you already know about the movie. The other 2 just watch the movie. I'm just kidding. There's more than 6. There's 8.
Wow. You know, I should just start doing the wow.
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 I like it. You should do that. That should be your thing on this podcast.
The Owen, what's his name? Owen Wilson?
Owen Wilson.
Wow.
I love it. All right. And so, yeah, I got a lot of irons in the fire. I'm trying to kind of scale some of them a little bit, so I don't get overwhelmed.
Yeah.
But I got some more acting stuff that I'm working on.
Nice.
Yeah, got my IMDb page all figured out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I'll put a link to that in case anyone wants to see it.
You should.
All
you should
8
look
of you.
at it.
Actually, we have more than 8. We have 10.
Wow. I wonder how many we actually have.
I think it's 12.
Wow. John can do that really well.
Oh,
He can do it like
we need to get him we need him to do the sound bite.
the what?
A sound bite.
What's a sound bite?
So we record him and then I can just insert it in.
Oh, like a soundboard thing?
Yeah.
Like he just like records it and then we just have a John saying, wow,
Yes.
wow, wow.
Yes.
Yeah, we should have him do that because he sounds exactly like him.
So what are you doing creatively?
Well,
One thing you already mentioned, but
yeah, so I'm doing the illustration. I haven't really been doing much because I just got back from a trip and now I'm working and all that fun stuff. But still working on a book. So, which it's a sci-fi.
wow.
So that's really all I'll say about it because it's definitely still in the process of me trying to figure it out, but it has been like a 5-year process.
Like Star Trek, the 5-year mission.
Yeah.
To seek out new life.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. It started from me and my friend writing little fanfics about Star Trek.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, actually, I really like my original character.
That's why I made the reference. See.
Yeah. And then it started from there and I'm still working on it. Hoping I can actually get something out there and then promote it. Because that would be great. What else am I doing? Still drawing, still painting. Other than that, though, not much.
I think the character designs I need you to do will keep you pretty busy. So.
Oh, yeah.
And those can go in your portfolio as well.
They can.
Yes.
They can.
So cool. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's time for secret topic.
Woo.
I don't really like my secret topic, but it's all I could think of today.
We already discussed my secret topic.
We did?
We did. My secret topic was the live action How to Train Your Dragon.
Okay.
So
All
I
right.
gotta come up with something new. But I think I got it because
Okay. Then I'll start while you rethink your secret topic. Because we'll talk about your stuff next week.
yeah, that's why I was
Yeah.
like, okay, well,
Okay, cool. Well, wow, that's interesting.
right?
So, okay, my secret topic, all right, is Tide laundry detergent.
Wow, that is so random. That is completely random.
Why are there so many freaking Tide choices? How are you supposed to go to the store and choose one, with the exception of the fact that you have sensitive skin, because then the only one you're going to get is the Free and Gentle. You have 700...
Which smells like crap, by the way.
It does. And you have 700 other choices of Tide. How are you supposed to even choose between liquid? They don't even sell Tide powder anymore, I don't think.
Really?
But yeah, I mean, I don't think anyone uses powder anymore. But I mean, there's Tide there's Tide with Gain, and Gain is its own. I mean, there's Tide with like lavender.
Oh,
There's
you know what I saw today? So while I was picking up, sorry for interrupting, but while I was picking up the rinse aid, that's Dove. What is it? Dove? Dawn?
No, not
sorry.
Dawn. It's
Yeah, it's
Downy.
Dawn. Oh, Downy. Yeah.
We're not getting paid, by the way, by any of these brand names.
No. Downy. I saw a Tide scented Downy rinse aid.
See what I mean?
It did not smell good. It smelled like overpowering Tide, but kind of different. I'm like, why?
So why are there so many? How are you supposed to make a choice? Well, I mean, I think if you go to like other countries, they're like Tide, one, one Tide is all they have.
Yeah.
One flavor of Tide.
What flavor? Don't eat Tide.
Don't eat Tide Pods. Okay.
That
For my
was-
12
that
people.
was-
Hey, we have more than 12. We have 14.
Wow. That was a thing, and we don't need to
Yes,
bring
we
that
don't need
back.
to bring that back. They do look good, delicious though.
No.
Okay,
No.
I'm sorry. They don't actually. But I'm just serious. Seriously. There's like 100 different Tides. Like half of the laundry aisle, if you go to like a Cub, like a superstore, half of that laundry aisle is orange Tide. You know, and you're just like, I don't know. I think people just grab whatever they.
Smells good.
You need to.
Oh, smells good.
Yes, there you go. Yeah, I mean, it smells good or just looks good or looks appetizing. I don't know.
Not eating Tide again.
I'm not gonna eat Tide.
And it's also weird because all of the same brands just kind of company together, and then you have Downy that smells like Tide, and you have Tide that smells like Gain.
Yeah,
and it's like
no, I don't get it. I don't get why there's so much Tide. And that is my secret topic. I'm so frustrated. I'm not frustrated by it because I don't use it, but you know, like when I worked in retail, and and I was just like, there's so much Tide.
I'm glad I don't work in a grocery store where I would have to stock Tide, because genuinely, well, when I was working at Target and I was like picking stuff, it would be like this specific Tide that smells like green Gade, that Gain. What?
Okay, what is Gade?
Gatorade.
Gatorade. That's gonna be next though. Tide Gatorade.
Probably.
Yeah.
We'll probably have.
See, then
one
we're
that smells
mixing
like
the
Sour
whole
Patch
thing
Kids.
that you shouldn't eat Tide, but you can drink it.
Oh. Oh no. Oh no. No. It all just. There's so much, and then I'm over in King Supers, and they don't have the bottle that I want in a small size, and then Tide's got millions
of bottles.
Why so much?
So
Tide?
and then there's like, just imagine all that plastic that goes into the landfills.
It's actually horrible. It's horrible how much of the plastic is Tide bottles and like laundry detergent bottles.
Yeah.
When we could literally you just use plastic lined cardboard boxes.
So here's the thing. Probably 75% of the microplastics that are in your body right now are Tide microplastics, which means you're clean on the inside.
Wow. Wait, hold on. Let me do that better. Wow. Yeah, no. What do we use? We use all.
We use all. We just switched to all. We were using, what was it? Ecos.
Yeah.
Full disclosure, we're not being paid by any of these companies.
We are not.
But if Tide would like to sponsor us, we're open to it.
Yeah.
Or all, for that matter. We used to use Ecos, and it just wasn't.
It because it's like a natural, environmentally friendly, like detergent. It clogs up your washer really bad, and it just smelled bad.
Yeah, we experienced some of that.
So, and it didn't at first when we first moved here, and then over time it just got worse and worse. So we used the all free and clear and Downy Rinse Aid.
Yep, works great. So there you go. There's your laundry. There's your laundry advice.
Highly suggested.
Yes, highly suggested. If you have other laundry questions, Google it. We're not really professionals.
I would not call myself a professional, but I would say we've tried a lot of different detergents.
We did. At one point, we had like 4 different detergents, free and clear ones, just to see which one we liked best.
I think the one that smelled the worst was Arm & Hammer free and clear.
Yeah.
And then it was Tide free and clear. And then there was another one that smelled bad. But the one that we liked the most was all, because it, guess what, doesn't have a scent.
Yeah. So we use the Rinse Aid to kind of help with. And then we have some. Are you using the scent boosters anymore?
No, because come to find out, if they don't dissolve all the way, they will also clog your washer and cause problems.
There you go. People don't use scent boosters either.
Come to find out, just because it's in the laundry detergent aisle, it is a product that you can use for your washer, doesn't mean that it's meant for a washer.
Right. Doesn't mean it's good for your washer.
Yeah. And a lot of people say not to use it because it's bad. But we do use them to, like, little laundry hack. If I did this on my recent trip, I had some scent beads, put them in a plastic bag. They're strong enough to smell through the plastic bag. Throw them in your luggage. Your clothes are going to smell great.
Yeah, that's actually a good hack. We actually have them sitting out on the open in our bathroom downstairs to kind of just freshen the air.
Yeah.
Kind of it works.
So if you don't want your clothes to smell like airplane smell or musty or gross, just do that.
What does an airplane smell like?
Like sweaty old men. Tell me I'm wrong.
Well, I'm an old man.
No, I mean like Hurley from Lost.
That's mean.
I love Hurley, but who's the sweatiest in the entire show? Hurley. And I mean, they're all sweaty because, like, it's really funny. I wonder how, like, costume design wise, how they keep those looking wet all day.
Well, they filmed in Hawaii.
Oh, so maybe they were just sweaty.
Okay, we have veered way off my topic.
We have.
Although sweaty clothes is related to Tide.
True.
We're coming full circle. Awesome. All right. What is your secret topic?
Well, it is a current. I didn't process, because we're discussing, but I could do my current obsession.
Okay.
Hogwarts Legacy.
Okay, Hogwarts Legacy is your secret topic. Go.
It is so good.
Well, that ends our podcast. I mean, no, just kidding.
I would venture to say I like the Hogwarts story or Hogwarts Legacy story better than the Harry Potter story.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
It's that good?
Yeah. Like, the main character's got a good plot.
Really?
Yeah. So it's like watching a movie when you're playing it, but you're in your own POV. Actually, you're in third person. So actually, it's like watching a movie.
Well, you can switch between POV and third person, right?
No.
What?
No, you're seeing yourself third person the whole time.
You can't switch that view?
I don't think so.
I think you can.
I don't think you can.
Well, anyway, it doesn't matter.
Because
okay.
the way that you cast the spells and the way that you interact with other characters,
yeah,
you see yourself interacting with the other characters.
Okay.
Maybe this wasn't the best topic to choose because he hasn't played enough of it, and I'm not willing to spoil it. But it is very good. But I think I'm coming to like it better than like the actual Harry Potter series. I think it's that good. People crap on it though because like there's like certain things that they didn't like, and I'm like, overall, it takes place in the 1800s, and
is it really? Is that when it takes place?
Yeah.
How do you know that?
Because
I've only played like an hour of it.
And you still got 25 left.
Oh, well, no big deal.
I'm almost done with it. I'm almost done with the story. I'm at Christmas right now, which is ironic. It takes place in the 1800s because you find that out when you ride a carriage.
But they had carriages in... Oh, yeah.
But also, when you look it up, it says it takes place in the 1800s.
Okay. Yeah,
it takes place in 1880.
Okay.
81 or something. It is literally probably around when Dumbledore's about 2 years old. If that gives you an idea.
Okay.
So, or being born soon. Somewhere around there, because I think Dumbledore's born in 1890 something. So.
Okay.
Either way, it is really good. Characters are great. Yeah. It's hard talking about it when I can't spoil it though.
Well, so that's your secret topic.
Yeah. I mean, I'd grab something because I forgot to think about it. But
well, I mean, you did have a secret.
I did, and then we talked about
I ruined it for you. Yes,
it's okay. But I mean, I convinced my coworker to replay it because he had played through all of it, and he's like, "Darn it, you got me back into it."
Really? He's played now. He's on his second run.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah. And then I convinced a bunch of other people to go play it. So
crazy.
it's good. It's really good. It is also it's okay, so like Hogwarts, think of that as like a quarter. Okay, like the size of a quarter.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the world is $10 bills surrounding it.
I'm trying to make the allegory.
It's huge.
It's huge.
I can't do it with my hands because they can't see us. So like maybe even like the size of a penny versus $10 bills around it. It is a massive world, and you're going around the whole thing.
There's 14 listeners.
Yeah.
One of them can see us.
Wow.
It's Mom. Oh, actually, we have 16.
Wow. Who's the 16th?
It's incrementing by 2 every time. I don't know if anyone's figured out the math yet.
I think I figured it out. Maybe. I'm not very good at math. Anyways, it is a massive world. You have like full range of exploring the whole thing. If you wanted to walk every inch of it, you could. Like.
So you're saying it's kind of like a Skyrim for Harry Potter?
Pretty much, but I think it's.
But Skyrim was more of a. I mean, it had its own missions. It's kind of like, because from what I've played, there's like side quests you can do, right?
Yeah.
But then there's a main mission. Skyrim had like 4 main missions that you could do.
Only 4?
Well, but they were huge.
Oh.
But there was like hundreds of like side quests you could do. But there was like 4 or 5 main plot lines to get you to the end of the story, right?
Oh.
And then, but the world is huge. It's just insanely huge. I mean, I think I've only explored 25% of it. I mean, I finished the game, but I got to a point where I'm like, I've invested so many hours of my life into this. I have a family. I think. Yes, I have a family. I should pay attention to them.
Yeah.
That kind of thing, right?
Right.
But I don't know. Maybe I'll get into Hogwarts at some point here, but
I think you should, because
I'm kind of busy, writing,
busy.
acting.
Well, even
stuff.
if you just did an hour a day, that's within a month you finish the main plot. And I'm only talking about the main plot. It's about 25 hours to finish the main plot. Outside of that, to finish the game, it's 75. But I mean, that's like every side quest. So, there's a lot also in Hogwarts Legacy. But it's just cool because like every inch of Hogwarts, like the actual building, you can just walk around in. Unless they're locked doors, and then you learn Alohomora.
Who?
Alohomora. It's the spell to unlock doors, basically.
Oh, okay. It sounded like Al Gore.
No.
Who was a presidential candidate.
We could talk about the Minecraft movie trailer, since we're on video games.
Okay, go.
It looks like crap. Something I've been quoting at work lately, is the full trailer just released, by the way. And the intro is, "I've always been attracted to the mines."
Yeah, I saw that.
And I'm just like,
so you did see the full trailer?
Yeah, I did. And it looks so bad because for Minecraft players, we have actual Minecraft lore. When you finish the game, there's a whole thing that scrolls past your screen describing the lore. It's what they should have done was 1, made it an animated movie, 2, followed that lore, and 3, no, they should not be people through a portal from the real life.
I agree.
It is so stupid. It is every single, like, it's like Jumanji, but a video game instead of a board game.
Right.
It's like, this has been done before.
And Jumanji, the original one with Robin Williams, was actually pretty good.
It was great.
Yeah.
I liked that one, but now they did the other one. I didn't watch the other one.
I think it's gonna be trash. However,
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna make $1 gazillion.
Which is annoying.
Because people, and this is what you will find out in my Why You Should Watch podcast, Hollywood thinks people just want this trash.
Yeah.
And they do to some extent. But I think my mission, one of my missions, is to make movies that aren't trash. To write movies
that aren't trash.
that aren't trash.
It just would have been such a simple thing to just, because they're basing the Minecraft community off of the kids now, okay? Even though most of the people who were excited for the Minecraft movie are people who are adults like me who grew up with Minecraft. And like some of us, like John, grew up from when it was like, oh, I don't know, 1 point something. A really old version. I started
version 1.2 or whatever.
Yeah, I started 1.16. Another update. But if they would have just, done that, they would have grabbed both audiences instead of just Gen Alpha. I like Minecraft.
Yeah.
Like the lore that people have made over Minecraft is significantly better than this movie. I've made lore over Minecraft that's better than this movie. So.
Well, I was going to say something and then I completely forgot. That's a bad podcast moment.
Rip.
Wow.
R.I.P.
All right. Anything else?
No, I decided to get on the topic of video games since I had brought up.
I see. All right, cool. Well, yes, I guess that's all we've got. So we're going to end the podcast. You can find this podcast wherever you download your podcasts in your podcast feed. I'll have the bio but I'll have links in the podcast for like the Christmas movie and anything else we're doing. So look in the show notes for that. If you have any questions, you can email us. That email will be in the link and the notes page too. So our next podcast hopefully will come out shortly after this one. We will promise we will not make you wait another year.
Yeah.
We will not do that. So we'll be talking about animation to real life movies.
Which will be fitting considering there's also another live action coming out.
Moana. They're making a Moana.
I forgot about that one. I was thinking Snow White, but wow, there's a lot coming out.
I saw that. Okay, we'll get into all that.
Yeah.
Oof. All right, cool. All right, so thanks for listening. We will see you on the flip side, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.
Adios.